Welcome to Simplified Reads, the channel where we break down important and sometimes complex books into clear, practical takeaways you can actually use. Today, we're diving into 10 powerful books about mental health. These aren't just random titles. Each one has been chosen for its author credibility, evidence base, relevance to different needs, tone, and whether it offers tools or insight. By the end, you'll know exactly which books suit your stage in a mental health journey. When we look at Brain Energy by Christopher Palmer through the checklist, it stands out as a deeply researched, evidence-based book by a Harvard psychiatrist who treats patients daily. Its credibility is high because Palmer combines clinical experience with research into how metabolic processes influence mental health conditions such as anxiety, depression, OCD, and PTSD. For readers who want to understand why disorders develop and how lifestyle factors can be part of treatment, it provides clear insight. The tone is medical but approachable. While there is some jargon, he explains concepts in plain language. Because it focuses on universal biology rather than any one culture, the book feels globally relevant. It leans more toward insight than step-by-step exercises, although there are lifestyle suggestions woven through. Being published in 2022 makes it one of the most up-to-date scientific texts on this list. Jonathan Haidt's The Anxious Generation can be viewed as a mix of psychology and social commentary. Haidt is a respected NYU social psychologist and best-selling author, which gives the book strong credibility. It draws heavily on data about childhood, screen time, and anxiety, and combines research with a narrative about how digital life rewires children's brains. It is ideal for parents, teachers, and policymakers who want to understand the youth mental health crisis. Its tone is very readable and designed for a general audience. While it uses Western data, the themes, smartphones, reduced free play, and rising anxiety apply globally. It is mainly an insight-driven diagnosis of the problem with some recommendations at the end, but it is not a workbook. Because it was published in 2024, the evidence is fresh and reflects the current state of the debate. Jonathan Stea's Mind the Science is another recent addition. Stea is a clinical psychologist known for debunking pseudoscience, so the author credibility is solid. The book systematically challenges mental health myths, offering readers a way to separate sound research from hype. This is especially useful if you're tired of wellness fads and want reliable science. The tone is friendly and myth-busting rather than overly technical, making it accessible to non-experts. Although it focuses on the Western wellness industry, the principles, critical thinking, skepticism, and evidence evaluation apply worldwide. Like the Haidt book, it offers more insight and critical thinking skills than direct exercises, and its 2024 publication date ensures the content is current. The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk remains a classic. As a pioneer in trauma psychiatry, van der Kolk's credibility is unquestioned. The book is evidence-based, but rich with case stories that bring the science to life. It is invaluable for anyone who wants to understand trauma's deep impact on both body and mind and the diverse healing approaches that have emerged. The text is dense but clear, though some readers may find it triggering because of its subject matter. While the case studies are mainly from the US, trauma is a universal phenomenon, making the insights broadly relevant. It offers both explanation and practical direction by naming therapies such as EMDR and yoga, although it is not a step-by-step guide. Even though it was first published in 2014, it is still foundational in trauma literature. Johann Hari's Lost Connections sits at the intersection of journalism and analysis. Hari is not a clinician, but an investigative journalist, and he mixes interviews with scientists and his own story. For readers who are open to exploring the social causes of depression beyond the chemical imbalance narrative, it is an engaging read. The tone is like a long, captivating article, making it highly accessible. While its examples are Western, The themes of social disconnection and meaninglessness are global. The book is mostly insight-driven, though Hari does propose some unexpected solutions at the end. Published in 2018, it is not brand new, but still part of the modern conversation about depression. When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi is a memoir rather than a research text. Kalanithi was a Stanford neurosurgeon writing about his terminal cancer. So the author credibility here is lived experience at the intersection of medicine and mortality. It does not offer evidence-based therapy, but instead reflects on meaning, resilience, and identity. The prose is poetic and moving, making it one of the most accessible books on this list. The themes of life and death are universal and deeply human, transcending culture. It is pure insight with no exercises. Although published in 2016, it remains a timeless meditation on what makes life meaningful. Rachel Newer's I Feel Love brings investigative journalism to a cutting-edge topic, MDMA therapy. As a science journalist specializing in drugs and policy, Newer has solid credibility. The book is grounded in research on MDMA's therapeutic potential for PTSD and anxiety, and explores broader issues of connection and healing in a fractured world. The style is clear and lively, like a well-written feature article. Although it focuses on US and European trials, interest in psychedelic therapy is growing globally. This is an insight-rich book rather than a self-help guide, and its 2023 publication makes it one of the freshest perspectives on new treatment frontiers. Melody Beattie's Codependent No More is a classic self-help guide. Beattie is an author with lived experience rather than a clinician, so the book reflects the recovery movement's wisdom. It does not rely on formal studies, but has been used by millions of readers and therapists for decades. It is best for people struggling with people-pleasing or caretaking at their own expense. The tone is simple, direct, and compassionate, which makes it very accessible. Although rooted in the US recovery movement, the principles of codependency and boundaries are widely applicable. Unlike many books on this list, it contains exercises, affirmations, and reflection questions. It was first published in 1986, but has been updated and remains a staple in personal growth sections. Glennon Doyle's Untamed is a memoir blended with empowerment messaging. Doyle is an activist and best-selling author, but not a clinician, so the credibility is in her story rather than research. It is aimed at readers wanting inspiration about self-acceptance and inner freedom. The tone is conversational and uplifting. While the perspective is Western, themes of authenticity and breaking free from external expectations resonate widely. It offers insight and inspiration rather than formal exercises. Released in 2020, it still feels modern. Finally, Nedra Glover Tawwab's Set Boundaries. Find Peace is a very practical self-help book. Tawwab is a licensed therapist with a large online following, which gives her strong credibility. The book is rooted in therapy practices and boundary-setting research. It is ideal for anyone struggling to say no, manage relationships, or prevent burnout. The tone is clear and step-by-step, with worksheets, scripts, and scenarios that make it easy to apply. Although examples are mostly US-based, the principles of boundary setting are universal. Among this list, it is one of the most actionable guides. Its 2021 publication date places it firmly in the current self-help era. Taken together, these 10 books cover every corner of the mental health conversation, from cutting-edge research to hands-on tools to intimate memoirs. They show you how to think critically about claims, where to find solid evidence, how to apply practical strategies, and how to draw inspiration from others' lived experience. Using the checklist, author credibility, evidence base, your current needs, tone, relevance, tools versus insight, and publication date helps you choose books that truly meet you where you are. Thanks for joining me here at Simplified Reads. Our goal is to make important books easy to understand and even easier to use. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more clear, practical breakdowns of books that can change your life, one simplified read at a time.